Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the current affairs. Today we are going to learn the current affairs of 29th of May 2024. So let's start and see what are the things we can learn from this particular day. So before we start, these are the topics I got covered for you in this session. And the topics are like this. So I've got some international, national news, banking and finance news, science and technology, sports news, awareness days, important days, global issues, awards and recognitions, obituary, appointments, and at last we will summarize that what we have learned so far. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Okay, so first news that we have today with us is that Indian peacekeeper receives UN Military Gender Advocate of the Year award. So Major Radhika Singh, an Indian military peacekeeper serving with the United Nations Organization Stabilization Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, has been awarded the prestigious 2023 United Nations Military Gender Advocate of the Year award. So first of all, you need to understand that what is the UN peacekeeping force. So basically, as you know that United Nations is a particular organization that takes care of any kind of dispute or any kind of issues that are happening between the nations, and they always try to intervene and try to settle down the issues with the help of peace and prosperity. And for that purpose they always require a particular force sometimes. So for that purpose they have the United Nations peacekeeping force. United Nations peacekeeping force is not any kind of force that has particular appointment or any kind of recruitment or something. The forces that are given by the member countries for this purpose are known as the UN peacekeeping force. So from the Indian military contingent also the peoples are sent for this purpose. So this time Major Radhika Sen was sent, and she was particularly doing work in the maintaining the mission of peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo. As if you know, there was a lot of civil riots going on there, and for that purpose, Radhika Sen was there, and she was maintaining the peace. And for that purpose, now she has got the prestigious 2023 United Nations Military Gender Advocate of the Year award. Award recognizes her dedication and efforts in promoting the principles of UN Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security. Major Sen's work has significantly contributed to the mission's success in the region. Her recognition highlights the important role of women in peacekeeping efforts. So do remember, Peacekeeper receives UN Military Gender Advocate of the Year award. International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers 2024 celebrated annually on 29th May. So United Nations Day is on 24th of October, but United Nations Peacekeepers is celebrated on 29th May to honor the extraordinary contribution of peacekeepers towards international peace and security. As I told you everything about them. Since the establishment of first UN peacekeeping mission in 1948, more than 2 million peacekeepers have served in 71 missions. Peacekeepers have played a crucial role in helping countries navigate from war to peace. This year, the United Nations commemorates the International Day of Peacekeepers under the theme Fit for the Future, Building Better Together. So do remember that 29th May is the day of International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers. Massive landslide in Papua New Guinea buries entire village. So basically Papua New Guinea, if you know, is a country that exists just north of Australia and just adjacent or east to Indonesia. And a devastating landslide has struck the remote village of Yambali in the Enga province of Papua New Guinea. Landslide has buried the entire village, resulting in a catastrophic loss of life. According to the International Organization for Migration, more than 670 people died. Over 2,000 are feared trapped under the soil. Rescue efforts are being hampered by the region's inaccessibility and remoteness, and the death toll is expected to rise. So, massive landslide in Papua New Guinea, and it buried entire village. GAIL inaugurates its first 10 megawatt green hydrogen plant in MP. So recently, the Gas Authority of India Limited has inaugurated the first 10 megawatt green hydrogen plant in Vijaypur complex in Madhya Pradesh. Last year, GAIL was in news also when it became the first company to introduce the supply of soil from one ship to another ship, and it has become the first company in the world to do so. The plant was capacity to produce 4.3 tons per day of hydrogen using a 10 megawatt proton exchange membrane electrolyzer imported from Canada. The hydrogen produced will have purity of 99.99% and will generate the pressure of 30 kilogram per centimeter square. Plant was built with an investment of rupees 231 crore, marking a significant step towards GAIL's target of non-zero status by 2040. GAIL is also setting up around 20 megawatt solar power plants at Vijaypur to meet the green power recruitment requirement for the 10 megawatt PEM electrolyzer. Government set to launch new national portal NHCX to simplify health insurance claims. So, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is set to launch the National Health Claim Exchange to simplify health insurance claims. Developed by National Health Authority as part of the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, the portal aims to enhance transparency, efficiency in the health insurance sector. NHCX will serve a single window platform for health insurance companies, hospitals, policyholders, facilitating easier and faster claim settlements. So do remember that government is set to launch new national portal NHCX. Insurance regulator, the Development Authority of India, has advised all insurers and service providers to integrate with the NHCX platform. Government expects to integrate about 50 health insurance companies, 200 to 250 hospitals across the country with the NHCX platform. So, National Health Claim Exchange to simplify health insurance claims, and it has set up by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare recently. And please remember that National Health Claim Exchange is to simplify this thing. SEBI mandates social enterprise on SSE to submit annual impact report. So recently, Securities and Exchange Board of India has mandated social enterprises registered or raising funds through a social stock exchange to submit an annual impact report for financial year 24. Report must include both qualitative, quantitative details of the social impact created by the enterprise. Not-for-profit organization registered on the SSE must show their annual activities. SEBI has appointed two additional agencies, ICMAI Social Auditor Organizations and ICSI Institute of Social Auditors. A social impact assessor is any individual registered with a self-regulatory organization under the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India or another such agency. So do remember the SEBI has mandated social enterprise on SSE to submit annual impact report. RBI imposes monetary penalty on ICICI Bank, Yes Bank for rule violation. So Reserve Bank of India, the highest regulatory body under the Regulation Act of RBI of 1949, has imposed a monetary penalty of rupees 1 crore on ICICI Bank Limited for sanctioning term loans to certain entities without proper due diligence. So basically, whenever the RBI find out any kind of irregularity or any kind of violation of any code given or guidelines mandated given by RBI, then they particularly impose penalty. But it does not mean that the bank's balance sheet or something is not good. So these things are not here. So for this purpose, particularly, the RBI has imposed monetary penalty on ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank was penalized for non-compliance with loans and advances, statutory and other restrictions. RBI also imposed a monetary penalty of rupees 91 lakh on Yes Bank for multiple violations of banking norms. Yes Bank was found charging fees on zero balance accounts and opening internal accounts in customers' names for authorized purpose. Violations were uncovered during the RBI's supervisory evaluation for the fiscal year 2022. So do remember RBI imposed monetary penalty on ICICI Bank. RIL, Reliance partners with NIL to accelerate new energy investments. So Reliance Industries Limited has entered into a technological license agreement with Norway-based NEL Hydrogen Electrolyzer. Agreement provides RIL with an exclusive license for NEL's alkaline electrolyzer in India, allow it to manufacture them for internal use globally. This partnership aims to help RIL achieve its goal of producing 1 kilo of green hydrogen for $1 within a decade. NEL ASA holds about 10 to 15% of global market share in electrolyzer with 350 to 400 megawatt deliveries in 2023-2024. Indian government has set a target of 500 gigawatt of installed renewable energy by 2030, with solar expected to account for the largest share. So do remember that Reliance partners with NIL, that is the Norway-based NEL hydrogen electrolyzer for the development of new energies. RBI Pravaha, detailed direct mobile app and fintech repository. So Reserve Bank of India, the Governor Shaktikant Das has unveiled three major initiatives. One is the Pravaha portal, another one is the retail direct mobile app and fintech repository. Initiatives aim to enhance regulatory process and provide easier access to government securities for retail investors. So those particular investors who want to invest in the securities of the government. So for that purpose, these provisions are given. Pravaha portal and retail direct mobile app were previously announced in the RBI's bi-monthly statement on development and regulatory policies. Fintech repository aims to improve the understanding of the fintech sector. So do remember that RBI has launched Pravaha Retail Direct Mobile App and Fintech Repository. Poonawalla FinCorp and IndusInd Bank launch co-branded RuPay credit card. So Poonawalla FinCorp Limited, in partnership with IndusInd Bank, has introduced the co-branded IndusInd Bank Poonawalla FinCorp eLite RuPay Platinum credit card. The card is designed to enhance customer experience with rewards and benefit and is available without any joining or annual fees. Users can earn rewards for every 100 spent, rupees 100 spent, including UPI transactions, benefit from 2.5 times reward points on e-commerce transactions. Additional perks include 0.40 cash credit per reward point, buy one, get one movie ticket offer through my Book My Show, a 1% fuel surcharge waiver, and a milestone achievement rewards. So Poonawalla FinCorp and IndusInd Bank have come together to create a new type of credit card, and they have some new benefits. Reliance Industries to begin constructions on India's first multi-modal logistics park near Chennai. So Reliance Industries set to begin construction of India's first multi-modal logistics park at Mapedu near Chennai. The project conceptualized 12 years ago is valued 1,424 crore, span 184.27 acres in Tiruvallur district. Despite initial setback, the project is now ready to proceed and has the potential to revolutionize the southern region's logistic landscape. The park aims to enhance the efficiency connectivity of the logistics in the region. So do remember that Reliance Industries to begin construction on India's first multimodal logistics park near Chennai. And if we talk about the performance of best state that has done in the terms of logistics, so that is Tamil Nadu. Last year, according to the Leads Index given by the Commerce and Industries Ministry. Reliance Industries struck deals with the Rosneft for ruble payments. Reliance Industries has inked a significant agreement with Russia's Rosneft to purchase a 3 million barrel of oil per month. Payment of oil will be made in Russian rubles, aligning with Russian President Vladimir Putin called for alternative trading mechanism amid Western sanctions. Agreement enables Reliance to secure oil at discounted rates amidst expectation of extended OPEC plus supply cuts. This deal marks a strategic move for Reliance in securing energy resources. So do remember that Reliance Industries has struck down a deal with the Rosneft for the 3 million barrels of oil per month, and that payment will be done in the Russian rubles. Since the starting of the Ukraine-Russia war, India has been importing crude oil from Russia. And for that purpose, if we talk about the Russia has found out to be the largest exporter or the largest supplier of crude oil to India, and because of that, a lot of sanctions India and Russia are facing, and still, but they are doing a good relations, and India is taking down a very good things out of this particular crude oil initiative. Reliance Industries partners with Norway's Nel to boost new energy investment. We just discussed about this one. So Reliance is in collaboration with Norway's Nel to boost a new type of energies ecosystem in India. Apart from it, Reliance Industry was in collaboration with with the Russian Rosneft for the supply of oil. And apart from that, recently the founder of or the board of director of Reliance Industries, Mr. Anant Ambani, he also started a particular hospital for animals that is called Vantara, and that is in Jamnagar. So do remember all these things. Indian economy grew 7.4% in quarter four and 8% in financial year 24. So, according to the Indian economy showcase robust growth with GDP increase of 7.4% in quarter four and overall 8% growth for the fiscal year 24. According to the SBI research report, the announcement comes ahead of the official GDP figures released by the center on 31st May for quarter four financial year 24. Reserve Bank of India estimated quarter four financial year 24 real GDP growth at 7.3%, with expectations for quarter one financial year 25 at 7.5%. Chief Economic Advisor V. Anantha Nageswaran indicated a high possibility of India's economic growth touching 8% in the financial year 24. So do remember, Indian economy grew 7.4% in the quarter 4 financial year 24. Indian Oil equips Indian Army with green hydrogen fuel cell bus. Memorandum signed to promote hydrogen fuel cell technology. So I hope you remember a while ago, a hydrogen cell based ferry was launched or initiated in Kerala by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And now Indian Oil has equipped Indian Army with a green hydrogen fuel cell bus. That is a memorandum signed to promote a green hydrogen fuel cell technology. So Indian Oil Corporation has handed over a green hydrogen fuel cell bus to the Indian Army at the National War Memorial, New Delhi. Memorandum of Understanding was signed between Indian Oil and Indian Army to promote hydrogen fuel cell technology for heavy duty e-mobility. Ceremony was attended by General Manoj Pandey, Chief of the Army Staff. Currently, the Chief is Mr. Upendra Dwivedi. Shrikant Madhav Vaidya, Chairman of Indian Oil. The project aims to evaluate the performance of fuel cell electric buses in the Delhi NCR region and assess the impact of local fuel and air quality on these systems. Indian Oil is currently operating around 15 fuel cells buses in the Delhi NCR region, accumulating total mileage of 3 lakh kilometers. So do remember that which particular company's collaboration with Indian Army to provide the hydrogen fuel cell bus. So that is Indian Oil Corporation. Krish and Bhumi, DD Kisan launches its first AI anchors in 50 languages. So what has happened recently, guys, that Doordarshan Kisan, a new type of channel has been launched. These two AI anchors, AI Krish and AI Bhumi, capable of speaking in 50 different languages. The AI anchors will provide information about agriculture, research, market trends, weather updates, and government programs. So for this purpose, the Krish and Bhumi will be providing the information in 50 different languages. The the initiative marks DD Kisan's 9th anniversary on 26 May. AI anchors can read news 24/7 and 365 days without breaks. DD Kisan is the only TV channel in India dedicated to farmers established by the government of India. Recently, state OTTs were also started, and Kerala became the first state to start their own OTT, and after that Meghalaya also started their own OTT. And do you remember Krisha and Bhumi are the two AI anchors of which particular channel? That is ZD Kisan. Crackdown on fraudulent SMS under Sanchar Sathi initiative. So recently, the Department of Telecommunication, in collaboration with the Union Ministry of Home Affairs, has launched the Sanchar Sathi initiative. The initiative aims to combat rising threat of fraudulent SMS targeting suspecting mobile users. Government has identified and blocked 8 SMS headers frequently exploited by cyber criminals. The initiative is the part of broader effort to protect consumer and deceptive messages. So do remember that Sanchar Sathi initiative has been started by the Department of Telecommunication, who is the Minister of Communication in India, that is Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia. Indian Premier League 2024, Kolkata Knight Riders won the championship defeating Sunrisers Hyderabad. So Kolkata Knight Riders under the captaincy of Shreyas Iyer won the 17th season of the IPL 2024 by defeating Sunrisers Hyderabad by 8 wickets. Final was held in M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, Chennai. This marks KKR's third IPL title, having previously won 2012 and 2014 under Gautam Gambhir's captaincy. Finals lasted only 29 overs, making it the shortest ever IPL playoff game without weather interruptions. The title sponsor for IPL 2024 is Tata Group, with Star Sports as the official broadcaster and Jio Cinema as the digital streaming partner. So do remember that Indian Premier League 2024, Kolkata Knight Riders won the championship, defeating Sunrisers Hyderabad recently. Deepa Karmakar becomes the first Indian gymnast to win the gold medal at Asian Gymnastics Championship. So recently, what has happened? Deepa Karmakar, you must have heard her name. She was the pioneer in particularly performing the gymnasts for India, and she started her career in Rio Olympics, and now she has become the first Indian gymnast to win gold at the Asian Gymnastics Championship. From Tripura, won the gold medal in women's vault apparatus at the Asian Gymnastics Championship 2024 in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. She achieved an average score of 13.566 in the vault final. This is the first time Indian gymnast has won the gold medal in an event in the Asian Championship. To add two things in Asian Championship, one is that Asian Hockey Championship is going to be women's hockey championship is going to be held in Bihar. Apart from that, in terms of football, the Asian Championship is going to be held in Australia this year of women. Kim Son Hyang and Jo Kyung Byul of North Korea won silver and bronze. Deepa Karmakar has previously won bronze in the women's vault final at the 2014 Glasgow Commonwealth Games and finished fourth in the 2016 Summer Olympics. And she got the name of this particular position because she is the pioneer in particularly initiating for this sports. Archery World Cup 2024, Indians women compound team wins gold and mixed team wins silver. So Indian team compound team of Aditi Gopichand Swami, Jyoti Surekha Venam and Parneet Kaur won the gold medal in the Archery World Cup 2024, staged in Incheon, South Korea. India's mixed archery teams of Jyoti Surekha Venam and Priyansh won the silver medal. The women's compound team has won the World Cup gold medal for the third time, previously won in Shanghai, China and Paris, France. Three-time Olympian Deepika Kumari lost the women's individual recurve archery bronze medal to Mexico's Alejandra Valencia. India currently ranks first in the Archery World Cup standing, followed by South Korea and the USA. So do remember the Archery World Cup 2024, Indian women's compound team wins the gold and mixed team wins. Formula One, Ferrari Charles Leclerc wins Monaco F1 GP 2024. So recently, Ferrari Charles Leclerc won the Monaco Grand Prix held at Circuit de Monaco in Monte Carlo. This victory marks Leclerc's first win since the 2022 Austrian GP, breaking a 39 race winless streak. Leclerc's Oscar Piastri finished second, and Ferrari Carlos Sainz finished third. Leclerc secured his fifth podium finish in the first 8 races of the season, surpassing his previous record. This victory marks Ferrari's 10th win in Monaco and 17th consecutive race weekend where Leclerc has scored. So do remember that Formula One, Ferrari's Charles Leclerc wins Monaco F1. If we talk about Max Verstappen, he is associated with Red Bull. If we talk about Lewis Hamilton, he is associated with Mercedes. ICC Player of the Month for April. So Hayley Matthews, West Indies captain, has been named ICC Women's Player of the Month for her exceptional all-around performance. Matthews spearheaded the West Indies' success in Pakistan across both ODI and T20 series. Mohammad Wasim, the UAE captain and opener, has been named ICC Player of the Month for April. Wasim's notable run scoring feats were instrumental in the UAE's triumph in the ACC Premier Cup. So do remember ICC Player of the Month for April 2024. Indian mountaineer Satyadeep Gupta achieves historic double dual ascent. So Indian mountaineer Satyadeep Gupta has achieved a remarkable feat by becoming the first person to scale Mount Everest and Mount Rushmore twice in a single season. So right now we have some names which we need to remember and we need to remind. So one is Jyoti Ratre. She was the oldest. She was the oldest woman to climb Mount Everest at the age of 53. Rita was a shepherd from Nepal, and he becomes the one person who climbed Mount Everest maximum number of times, that is 29. Apart from both of them, now Indian mountaineer Satyadeep Gupta has achieved the historical double dual ascent. That is, he particularly ascended Mount Everest and Mount Lhotse, and this is the first time that he has done. And very important thing that both the mountains are done twice in single season. Single season means that there is a time in the year in which a particular time is open to climb the Mount Everest. That is from April to May and June. So during this time only the mountaineers go to climb the Mount Everest, and he has done twice of climbing Everest and Lhotse. Gupta is also the first Indian to traverse the two peaks in an astonishing 11 hours and 15 minutes. His achievement has etched his name in history and brought pride to the nation. So do remember the name Satyadeep Gupta. Gupta's accomplishment highlights the spirit of determination and endurance in mountaineering. World Hunger Day 2024. World Hunger Day is observed annually on 28th of May to raise awareness about the condition of billions of people who lack access to proper food. 2024 campaign theme is Thriving Mothers, Thriving World. World Hunger Day was founded by the Hunger Project United Kingdom in 2011. Hunger Project is a non-profit organization committed to ending world hunger sustainably. The first World Hunger Day was observed on 28th of May 2011. So do remember, World Hunger Day is observed on 28th of May. In Hunger Index, India's rank is 105. International Day of Action for Women's Health. So International Day of Action for Women's Health is observed annually on 28th of May to ensure women's health and well-being, particularly in terms of their sexual and reproductive health and rights. 2024 observance focused on mobilizing in critical times of threats and opportunities. The day was proposed in 1987 during the International Women's Health meeting in Costa Rica. Women's Global Network for Reproductive Rights leads the global campaign efforts. Latin America and Caribbean Women's Health Network coordinate regional activities. So do remember, International Day of Action for Women's Health is observed on 28th of May, and International Day of Women held in March. World Menstrual Hygiene Day, 28th of May. So Menstrual Hygiene Day is observed annually on 28th May to raise awareness about the importance of good menstrual hygiene. 2024 theme is Together for a Period-Friendly World. The day aims to eradicate the stigma surrounding menstruation and ensure global access to product, education, and infrastructure. So it is very important to take care of this type of thing and maintain hygiene for the body. So World Menstrual Hygiene Day is observed on 28th May. Wash United initiated World MS Day in 2013 and act as a global coordinator. May 28 represents the average length of menstrual cycle and the typical duration of menstruation. We just discussed about this. International Day of Action for Women's Health is observed on May 28th. Hunger Day, we just call about it. So a call to end global hunger. Particularly this day is also observed on 28th May. And mobilizing in critical times of threats and opportunities is the theme. 77th Cannes Film Festival. And if we are talking about scene makers, Anura won, Palme Dior and Payal Kapadia, All We Imagine as Light won Grand Prix. So 77th annual Cannes International Film Festival was held from 14th to 25th May in Cannes, France. American comedy drama film Anura, directed by Scene Baker, won the Palme d'Or, the highest honor of the Cannes Film Festival. So do remember, like we have Oscar Award, that is the highest award of Academy Awards in films. We also have a highest order of award in Cannes Film Festival. That is the name, please remember, Palme d'Or, the highest honor of the Cannes film. Indian film All We Imagine as Light, directed by Payal Kapadia, won the Grand Prix and second highest award of the festival. So first award is Palme d'Or, second is Grand Prix. Palme d'Or goes to a film Anura and Grand Prix goes to Payal Kapadia. All We Imagine as Light. Santosh Sivan, Indian cinematographer and film director, was honored with the Piri Onyx Tribute Award. Indian actress Anusuya Sen-Gupta won the Best Actress Award for her performance in the Shameless in the UN Certain category, regard category. So do remember the 77th Cannes Film Festival, Scene Baker, Anura won, Palme d'Or and Payal Kapadia. All We Imagine as Light won Grand Prix. So these two awards are really important. Do remember their name. Legendary Disney songwriter Richard M. Sherman passed away at 95. So Richard M. Sherman, one half of the renowned Sherman Brothers duo, has passed away at the age of 95. Sherman, along with his late brother Robert, crafted some of the Disney's most iconic and memorable songs. Their award-winning compositions include songs for films like Mary Poppins, The Jungle Book, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Sherman's work has left indelible mark on millions of childhood worldwide. So do remember the name Richard M. Sherman, a legendary Disney songwriter, passed away, and his brother was his partner in this thing. His brother was already died earlier. DRDO Chairman Samir V. Kamath get 1 year extension in service. So DRDO Day is on 1st of January and the chairman of DRDO, that is Samir V. Kamath, Appointments Committee of Cabinet has approved extension of Samir Venkatapati Kamath's tenure as a secretary and chairman of DRDO by 1 year. Kamath will continue in his present position until May 31. He has been serving as the secretary of DRDR and D, that is the Research and Development Department, and chairman of the DRDO. Ministry of Defense has set up a 9-member panel to revamp DRDO, headed by former Principal Scientific Advisor Professor K. Vijay Raghavan. To ensure continuity in the reform process, the government has extended Dr. Kamath's term by 1 year. So do remember, DRDO Chairman Samir V. Kamath get 1 year extension in service. So let's revise what we have learned. So first of all, Indian peacekeepers receives UN Military Gender Advocate of the Year Award. International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers 2024 celebrated annually on 29th of May. SEBI mandates social enterprise on SSE to submit annual impact report for financial year 24. RBI imposed monetary penalty on ICICI Bank, Yes Bank for value violations. Reliance partners with NIL to accelerate new energy investment. It is a Norway-based company. RBI launches Pravaha retail direct mobile app and fintech repository. Poonawalla FinCorp and IndusInd Bank launch co-branded RuPay credit card. Reliance Industries to begin constructions in India, first multi-modal logistics park near Chennai. Reliance Industries strike deal with Rosneft for ruble payments. Reliance Industries partner with Norway's Nel to boost new energy investment. Indian economy grew 7.4% in quarter 4 financial year, 8% in financial year 24. Indian Oil equips Indian Army with green hydrogen fuel cell bus. Memorandum signed to promote hydrogen fuel cell technology. Krish and Bhumi, DD Kisan launches first AI anchors in 50 languages. Crackdown in fraudulent SMS under Sanchar Sathi initiative. Indian Premier League 2024, Kolkata Knight Riders won the championship defeating Sunrisers Hyderabad. Deepa Karmakar becomes the first Indian gymnast to win gold medal at Asian Gymnastics Championship. Archery World Cup 2024, Indian women's compound team wins gold and mixed team with silver. Formula 1 Ferrari Charles Leclerc wins Monaco F1 GP 2024. ICC Player of the Month for April 2024 announced. Current affairs of 29th of May, particularly Indian mountaineer Satyadeep Gupta achieves historical double dual ascent. GAIL inaugurates in first 10 megawatt green hydrogen plant in MP. Government set to launch new national portal NHCX to simplify health insurance claims. International Day of Action for Women's Health 28th of May. World Menstrual Hygiene Day 28th of May. Celebrating International Day of Actions of Women's Health is also 28th of May. 77 Cannes Film Festival, please remember Scene Bakers Anura won Palme d'Or, the highest honor in Cannes Film Festival, and Payal Kapadia's All We Imagine as Light won the second highest honor, that is Grand Prix. Legendary Disney songwriter Richard M. Sherman passed away at 95. DRDO Chairman Samir Kamath get 1 year extension in service. World Hunger Day is observed on 28th of May. Massive landslide in Papua New Guinea buries entire village. World Hunger Day 2024, a call to end global hunger. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you learned a lot of things and gained a lot of knowledge. I will meet you in the next session in which we will discuss some more things, some more current affairs and some more general knowledge facts. Till the time we meet, bye bye, take care everyone and see you soon.